Chelsea Football Club and Enzo Maresca have part ways. Enzo Maresca has been sacked. In this video, I'll take you through the developing story in the last 12 to 24 hours that led to the sacking of Enzo Maresca. So check this out from The Telegraph. There appears no willingness in the aftermath of the Bournemouth result among the Baghdad Egbali Totboli Consortium to sack Maresca this week, although the situation is changeable on both sides. Breaking: Enzo Maresca could lose his job at Chelsea if the result didn't improve in January. Breaking from The Telegraph again. There is a deteriorating relationship between the club ownership and Maresca, with all signs clearly pointing towards a summer departure and potentially earlier if results do not improve. Maresca is ending 2025 as the Chelsea head coach, but he is unlikely to make it to the end of January unless results improve quickly. The report went on to say that this is the second successive season Chelsea have lost their way in the winter under Maresca. Last season, they won only 2 Premier League games between mid-December and the final week of February. And Ben Jacob went on to give us a detailed report between Chelsea Football Club and Enzo Maresca. And here's what Ben Jacob said. Chelsea have no plans to sack Enzo Maresca in the immediate aftermath of the 2-2 draw with Bournemouth, but there is acceptable result need to now improve in the new year. The Chelsea boss could come under increasing pressure in January if results don't change. Chelsea hope to review Maresca in the summer, but that plan could be brought forward if form isn't turned around with Chelsea on a run of 1 win in 7 Premier League games. The report then went on to say, Chelsea always planned to conduct a full interview of club operations, including the performance of the head coach at the end of Enzo Maresca's second season in charge. How January goes could have a major bearing on how things are viewed in the late May. So, all of these have been the developing story that comes under the 2-2 draw Chelsea played at Stamford Bridge against Bournemouth. And in all of these, Chelsea had no plan of sacking Enzo Maresca before the end of the season. One thing Chelsea keep emphasizing on that is that Enzo Maresca will be reviewed at the end of his second season as Chelsea head coach, and also the performance of what he has done in the club. But the bearing could actually change according to the report if result did not change in January and Enzo Maresca could be fired. So all of these have actually caused tension in the club. In fact, there have been tension in Chelsea Football Club in the last 12 to 48 hours regarding the position of Enzo Maresca and the club ownership. In all of this is what Fabrizio Romano went on to say. Real tension is growing between Maresca and people at Chelsea Football Club. As of today, the feeling is really not good. It is one to watch out for. Fabrizio Romano went on to say, Enzo Maresca's future under discussion at Chelsea. Tense situation with doubt intensifying. Club and manager assessing the recent results and general situation. So at this point in time, because of the growing tension in the club, according to Fabrizio Romano, Enzo Maresca review, in other words, actually started. And while the review was going on, Fabrizio Romano went on to say, Maresca and Chelsea could part ways in next hours. Very tense. He went on to emphasize the situation in Chelsea Football Club, how tense it has been. I mean, like the common saying will go, there is no smoke without fire. And that is just what has been happening. Because to me, if you ask me the genesis of all of this, the genesis of all of this is when Enzo Maresca made that outburst in his post-match conference after the Everton game. In my opinion, you don't send a message to your employer in such manner except you are tired of the job. And that was just what Enzo Maresca did. If Enzo Maresca felt that he was not getting the support of the club like he claimed, because that statement itself was later clarified, because when he said support of the support of the club, people asked questions, the press later asked, and he clarified that he was not referring to the fans. He loved the fans and are very happy with the fans, but he has a problem with the ownership of the club. And my thought is this. If you have a problem with the ownership of the club, there is an official way to approach such issue. Not that outburst in that press conference. and Enzo Maresca, in all of that, remained firm in his decision and in what he has said. There is no clarification that actually came from the side of Enzo Maresca whether he could actually change what he said or could actually explain that this is what he meant. But Enzo Maresca remained firm and kept to his word that there was nothing to add. He said this in one of his press conferences, that there was nothing to add and that whatever he said was very clear. So all of this have actually contributed to the situation right now at Chelsea Football Club. And it has just actually gotten us to the point where we are right now. Enzo Maresca, no doubt, in the last 18 months as Chelsea manager, well, in general, in my opinion, not a bad manager. He didn't do badly. I mean, we found ourselves last season in the Conference League. And as Chelsea, which we are, he went on to actually lift that trophy. And also went on to lift the Club World Cup that was hosted that was played in the United States of America. In his first season, won 2 trophies, finished in the top 4 with Chelsea Football Club. It was actually good and things was actually going well for Enzo Maresca. Not until that outburst. And that outburst actually came at a time when there was speculation that he has been tipped as successor to take over Manchester City should Pep Guardiola actually exit Manchester City this summer. So all of these turned out to be one sort of power game that was actually going on between Enzo Maresca and the ownership of Chelsea Football Club. So a couple of hours after Fabrizio Romano said that Enzo Maresca and Chelsea could part ways, here is the report that actually break the camel's back. Check this out from Fabrizio Romano. Breaking: Chelsea and Enzo Maresca agree to part companies with immediate effect. It is over. Official statement to follow, but all done after tension growing last 24 to 48 hours. Chelsea will now start working on new manager appointment. It is over. That is just it. It is over between Chelsea Football Club and Enzo Maresca. But the big question to start asking, who will be the next manager to take over Chelsea Football Club? Because currently, the position where Chelsea is right now is a very tense one as such. And as such, whoever is coming in will be under intense pressure as well to get results going. And that is just the situation we have found ourselves. That is the situation we have found ourselves. But one manager has always been in the mind of Chelsea ownership. Talking about the RC Strasbourg manager, Liam Rezanois. And I think that is just the person. That is the manager that Chelsea Football Club will definitely be looking at. But in my opinion, it will not be a bad idea if Chelsea look in the direction of Cesc Fabregas, who is currently doing a very good job with Como in Serie A. Cesc Fabregas is one manager to actually look out for. And also another manager I could feel Chelsea can approach to come in and suit in immediately might just be Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner. But I think it will be very difficult at this point in time for Glasner to actually leave Crystal Palace. So, Chelsea, as it stands now, we are in a crossroad. Who do you think Chelsea will bring in as a replacement for Enzo Maresca? Drop your thoughts down below. And do you see Chelsea Football Club, with all of this happening, finishing in the top 4 this season? Drop your thoughts down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Catch you in the next video.